la la da da ya la la da. Olam chesed yibaneh, ya la la da da ya la la da. Olam chesed yibaneh, ya la la da da ya la la da. Olam chesed yibaneh, ya la la da da ya la la da. I will build this world from love. I will build this world from love. Ya la la da da ya la la da. And you must build this world from love. Ya la la da da ya la la da. And if we build this world from love, ya la la. From love, ya la 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 la, ya la la la. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom.
We have some Shabbat ambassadors. I'm going to invite, there were so many amazing people coming in and out that of all the amazing board members who are here tonight, I don't know which one would like to come and say hello on behalf of the board of directors. So I'm going to invite Sue. Sue Howell, come on down. Your label, that's okay. There are no labels here, Sue. Name tags, yes. Labels, no.
Shabbat shalom, everybody.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
My name is Sue Howell, and I'm here on behalf of the board of directors and proud sisterhood member, our board. And we are very excited about our service tonight and our special guests tonight. I look forward to hearing everything. And read your bulletins. It has everything going on and then some. Lots of opportunities to get involved. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom. Well done for having no idea that's what you would be doing. Let's see. Is there a place that I am more or less easily heard? Yeah, I'm okay? Okay. For anyone who doesn't know, I'm Dusty. I'm one of the rabbis here. This is Eran, our music director. He makes things beautiful and helps us expand how we think about music and prayer and many other things. And tonight is a really special night on a number of levels. This room, for any of you who were here earlier, has been transformed from what it was just 30 minutes ago, which was about half the lighting, many, many tea candles, a number of children under the age of 3 doing lots of things with the tea candles, and also celebrating Shabbat. And so it's just fun to now be here a half hour later and be in this transformed space. We, in a moment, are going to light our Shabbat candles, and among the special things that we have to celebrate tonight, we have Julia. I'm going to invite you to come on up. So Julia's been part of our community for over a year, almost a year and a half now, and she's been on a journey for a lot longer than a year and a half. But this week, we got to go to the mikveh and make this part of her journey official. So in honor of your official welcome back, perhaps, into the Jewish people and the covenant of the Jewish people, I'm going to offer you a blessing, and then we'll invite you to light our candles. This blessing comes from what many of you know already is one of my favorite prayer books, Shar Zahav. It has lots of blessings for moments. There was a different blessing here that was particularly for conversion, but I didn't like it, so I'm giving you this one instead. Ready? May the one who blessed our ancestors, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, Leah, Zilpah, and Bilhah, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, bless you as you enter into this new chapter in your life. Each and every day, God renews the work of creation. May God grant you the strength to constantly renew your own creation. May you open your heart and mind to unexpected change, continuous growth, and the perpetual, unsettling, liberating expansion of being alive. May you have the courage to name and sanctify these moments of change. And may God, who has kept us alive and sustained us and allowed us to reach this day, bless you on this day as well. We say together, Amen.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu להדליק נר של
Shabbat
Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you so much. So that's one big simcha for the week. Do we have any other simchas, big or small, that we'd like to share in community to help fill up our Kiddush cup? Yes. Phenomenal, and even more full.
I finished my first sweater.
Finished. Madeline has finished her first sweater, and classes are over for the quarter. Amazing. Jack?
Yesterday was the birthday of our great-grandson, Bruno.
Bruno's birthday, the great-grandson. Just one?
Next week is the birthday of his father, our grandson. And also, on the 8th, is the birthday of my wife here,
Uh-huh.
for her 94.
Wow. Okay, for those folks online, we have a great-grandson's birthday, we have a grandson's birthday, and we have and we have a Frankie's birthday and a grandma's birthday, all within a couple of days of each other. Amazing. Brian? December birthdays in the house. Wow. Amazing. Yes? Would you like to share how big was it? No. A big birthday. A big birthday celebrated in the last week. Mm-hmm. If you were all here tomorrow, I could invite you all up for the Aliyah, but I don't have an Aliyah tonight for all of you. Do you have a birthday too, Arnie? Wow. Amazing. All right, if we can do it, if we can get it together, anyone who has a birthday coming up or that either happened or will happen within the next 2 weeks or the last 2 weeks, I'm going to challenge us to meet me at the front of the bima after services because I want to take a picture with all of you. Okay. I suppose we should also have some grape juice and make this Shabbat, shall we? All right. Here we go.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei
פרי הגפן. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר קידשנו במצוותיו ורצה בנו בשבת קודשו, באהבה וברצון הנחילנו, זיכרון למעשה בראשית, כי הוא יום תחילה למקראי קודש, זכר ליציאת מצרים. כי בנו בחרת ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים, בשבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת. לחיים.
לחיים.
So if you are in your prayer books, or if you have your prayer book already, we are going to continue with Lecha Dodi,
Yeah.
which is on page 20 and 21, and we will be singing, praying together, verses 1, 2, 5, and 9.
לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת מקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת מקבלה. שמור וזכור בדיבור אחד, השמיענו אל המיוחד. אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, ושמו תפארת ולתהילה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת מקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת מקבלה. לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי היא מקור הברכה. מראש מקדם מזוכה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת מקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת מקבלה. התעוררי, התעוררי, כי האורך קומי אורי. אורי אורי שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת מקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת מקבלה. בואי ושלום עטרת בלה, גם בשמחה וצוהלה. תוך אמוני עם סגולה, בואי חלה לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה.
We continue on page 28 with the words of Baruch Hu.
Yalla lai lai lai, 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 yalla lai lai lai. Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Yalla lai lai lai, 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 yalla lai lai lai. ברכו את אדוני המבורך.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed, Le'olam Va'ed. Yalla lai lai lai, 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 yalla lai lai lai. You may be seated. Continue with words from Ma'ariv Aravim on page 30. Oh. Bedazzled words on page 30.
Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Borei yom v'layla, kolel or mipnei choshech, kolel or mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei or. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Baruch atah Adonai Hama'ariv Aravim.
Continue with words of Ahavat Olam, everlasting love, on page 32.
אהבת עולם, בית ישראל, עמך אהבת, עמך אהבת. תורה ומצוות, חוקים ומשפטים, אותנו לימדת, אותנו לימדת. על כן אדוני אלוהינו בשוכבנו, קומנו נשיח בחוקיך, ונשמח בדברי תורתך ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד. כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו, ובהם נגה יומם ולילה, נגה יומם ולילה. ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני, אוהב עמו ישראל, אוהב עמו ישראל.
Before we offer words of Shema, there was a story I was supposed to tell during Tot Shabbat, and I didn't end up having time to read the whole thing, and I'm glad because I get teary at very random things sometimes, and that particular story is one of those kids' stories where you're reading it, and it's fine, and then all of a sudden you're crying, and you're trying to read to your 2-year-old while you're crying, and it's... Anyhow, it occurred to me as I was looking out at all of you that one of the things that I am most honored by in the role that we get to play in standing here and looking out at all of you is we know a little bit of some of your stories. So some of you are here for one of the very first times, right? You've been here maybe once before. Some of you have been coming for many more years than that. Some of you are here particularly because Andrea is here on behalf of JCIJ to speak about immigrant justice. Some of you are here marking the first yard site of really important people in your life. Some of you are on your way to Bar Mitzvah. Some of you became Bar Mitzvah 70 years ago. Just look around for a moment. Like, you're all in this place right here together, right now, at the same time. It's a really special thing. And I feel like I get to see that because I'm looking at all your faces, but you don't look at each other's. It would be kind of weird if you spent a lot of time looking at each other's faces the whole time. But for a moment, right, just know that you are surrounded by each other in all of your different moments. You've all chosen to be here right now. And that's what makes Shabbat, and that's what makes prayer. So thank you for being here. I'm going to continue with the words of Shema on page 34.
שמע ישראל, אדוני אלוהינו, אדוני אחד. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Leolam Vaed. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot. That wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt. That there is a better place, a promised land. That the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness. That there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together. Page 40, Michamocha.
That was just a tiny bit of learning.
Please.
So on that third line, we're going to sing and you'll respond. Let's try it out. Ready? So when we sing, Nora,
Nora,
Tehilot,
Tehilot,
Ose,
Ose,
Fele,
Fele,
Nora,
Nora,
Tehilot,
Tehilot,
Ose,
Ose,
Fele,
Fele,
Michamocha, Ba'elim Adonai, Mikamocha, Nedar Bako. Here it comes. Nora,
Nora,
Tehilot,
Tehilot,
Ose,
Ose,
Fele,
Fele,
Nora,
Nora,
Tehilot,
Tehilot,
Ose,
Ose,
Fele,
Fele,
Michamocha, Ba'elim Adonai, Mikamocha, Nedar Bakodesh.
On page 42, we find Hashkivenu. I feel like the sanctuary feels very Hashkivenu-y tonight, actually. I think it's the lights. The lights make it feel very Hashkivenu-y. These lights, those lights.
Agreed.
So, a lullaby for all of us on this Shabbat.
השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום והעמידנו שומרנו לחיים. Spread the shelter of your peace over us. Guide us in wisdom, compassion, and trust. Ashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom. V'hamidenu shomrenu l'chaim. Save us for the sake of your name. Shield us from hatred, sorrow, and pain. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom. V'hamidenu shomrenu l'chaim. 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 One last time. L'chaim.
We rise for the Amidah, beginning on page 46 and continuing together for the next few pages.
Adonai sfatai tiftach. Adonai sfatai tiftach. Ufi yagid tehilatecha. Ufi yagid Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avoteinu ve'imotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak ve'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel ve'Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor ve'Hanora El Elyon, גומל חסדים טובים, וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך חוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיה הכל אתה רב להושיע, משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מחכה חיים בחסד, מחיה הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים. ומקיים אמונתו לישני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומי דומה לך, ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיה הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש וקדושים בכל יום יעללו סלע. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
We continue in silence for the next few pages in the book or on our hearts.
We rise, humbly hearted rise, won't be divided rise, with spirit to guide us in hope, in prayer, we find ourselves here. In hope, in prayer, we're right here. In hope, in prayer, we find ourselves here. In hope, in prayer, we're right here. We rise, all of the children rise, elders with wisdom rise, ancestors surround us rise. In hope, in prayer, we find ourselves here. In hope, in prayer, we're right here. In hope, in prayer, we find ourselves here. In hope, in prayer, we're right here. We rise up from the wreckage, rise with tears and with courage, rise fighting for life. We rise.
It is my honor to invite Andrea Sirocco Nar, the Executive Director of the Jewish Coalition for Immigrant Justice, to share some words tonight. I always check beforehand to make sure I'm pronouncing names correctly, and then once I've heard the name, I often mispronounce it. So that was me checking as I was saying your name to make sure I was, in fact, pronouncing it correctly. I think many of you know already the importance of refugee and immigration work for the Jewish people. We are a people of immigration. We are a people of refugees. We have always been on the move, and so we know, like in our genes, what it feels like to be on the move and to be either supported and cared for in that movement or not. The Hebrew Immigrant Aid Society, I recently learned, is in fact the oldest official refugee support system that there has been. There's been unofficial support systems for millennia for peoples as they've moved throughout time and space. But HIAS began to help each other and then morphed into an organization that helped almost now only folks who aren't Jewish, because precisely we know what it means to be a people on the move, to be unsafe in the place that we are and need to get to a place of safety. And sometimes in some parts of our history in the United States that has been easier to do, and in some parts of our history of the United States that has been harder to do. And the Jewish Coalition for Immigrant and Refugee Justice has taken on the work of helping make sure that the Jewish voice for immigrant justice is part of the conversation, that we are supporting all of the people who come to this country seeking something safer and better than the place that they are coming from. I had the opportunity to participate, at the beginning of this year, at the beginning of 2025, in Immigrant and Refugee Advocacy Day, which happens once a year. It's coming up this coming January. And I had participated in other parts of my life and work in organizing and coalition building and working with other people to to help support and empower and call on leaders to be held accountable, to make changes, and help protect the humans of the world, all of them, not just some of them. And I will say it was a very powerful experience for me to get to be a participant in a very, very, very well organized advocacy day. And there's two things that I want to say about that day before I stop talking and let Andrea say much more important words. One is that when you often run or help plan events, you have a different eye for what it looks like to attend and be a part of an event, and a different appreciation for like a very well run, very well organized event. It says a lot about how well an organization is able to put things together and who all is working with them. And it was an incredibly well-run event. And the most memorable moment for me of that advocacy day was not actually the advocacy, though it was probably the most important part of the day. The most memorable part was in the very beginning of our time together, we had the opportunity to create an altar. Everyone got an index card, and you got to write a note of honor or in memory of somebody that helped make it possible for you to be there, or that you were there in honor of or in support of. And seeing the multiple languages and the multiple names sitting on this altar created by hundreds and hundreds of people in a room was a very good reminder of what it is that we do when we advocate for safety and rights of all people. Andrea, I'm going to invite you to come on up.
Can you all hear me okay? Okay, lovely. I have to say it means so much to have faith communities and Jewish community represented at days like Immigrant and Refugee Advocacy Day, and having a contingent from Temple B'nai Torah was so meaningful. And each year we're trying to grow participation, so you all are invited. It's on January 22nd this year, and the Washington Immigrant Solidarity Network is the organization that organizes it, and I'll be sharing a little bit more about them. And we also follow their lead and their legislative priorities as well, so I can share a little bit about that too. So thank you so much for inviting me to speak this Shabbat on behalf of the Jewish Coalition for Immigrant Justice. We are a nonprofit. We founded in 2017 by 5 multi-generational women from different synagogues and congregations, with a goal of building a Jewish voice in the Pacific Northwest, advancing immigrant justice and domestic policy while following the leadership of impacted community. So we envision a world where immigrants are treated with care and dignity under laws that are just and humane. And we believe that we can live in safety, peace, and power together. So we do follow the leadership of immigrant-led organizations like the Washington Immigrant Solidarity Network, and partner with congregations, with multi-faith communities, and also individuals across the Pacific Northwest. Our primary areas of focus are on training and dispatching volunteers to accompany immigrant community members to high-stakes immigration appointments like ICE check-ins and also court hearings. And we'll be having upcoming accompaniment trainings and invite you all to attend if that is something you'd like to get involved in. We also advocate at the state and federal levels and work to engage community. In many ways, we built our organization based on how we were asked by immigrant community members to show up as allies and what we can do to support. On this Shabbat, I was hoping to discuss this moment and how we're going to need Jewish community to take action to both rally against federal escalation and support our immigrant neighbors. We're anticipating that our state will soon be a target and have been learning from other organizations in Oregon and other cities across the country to prepare. So that's a little bit of the context of this moment that I'll go into a bit more. So instead of funding social safety nets like SNAP benefits, this administration allocated $170 billion for border enforcement and deportation of 1 million immigrants a year. This passed in the big bad bill. I won't call it beautiful. And that funding is now being dispersed. So this is what it looks like when ICE is funded and mass deportation machine is in effect, and will continue to grow. And so we're seeing federal escalation play out in cities all over the country, lately in North Carolina. And we anticipate it's only a matter of time that Washington State will be next. The Jewish Coalition is part of the Washington for All Coalition, a coalition of immigrant advocacy and legal organizations, labor, and faith communities who are coming together to protect immigrant community members in our state and to stand up against federal overreach through National Guard and federal ICE agents. So we have plans in place for actions to take depending on the location and the scale of the escalation, and be it the deployment of federal agents or mass immigration raids. It's looked different in different cities, and our neighbors in Portland, we're learning a lot from them each day too. And we've noticed that even in our state, in Southwest Washington and Vancouver, state lines haven't exactly been respected, so federal agents are already coming into our state, and we're worried about an expansion of that. So disappearing our neighbors and separating families leaves lasting rippling effects in communities and tears at the fabric of our society. Dehumanizing others dehumanizes ourselves as well. And we know that denying civil liberties, due process, and disappearing immigrants doesn't make anyone safer, whether on college campuses, at the grocery store, pulled over while driving, or profiled in our communities. The Jewish Coalition is currently supporting 2 people in detention, and Dick and Carrie have been helpful in supporting them as well. One who was detained dropping off his kids at school, and another after purchasing supplies for work at Home Depot in Tacoma. Migrant communities, even neighbors who have lived here 20 years and longer, are facing unprecedented levels of fear in navigating their daily lives. I even heard the term from an organizer in Oregon that people are sheltering in place. Yet this isn't an earthquake, this isn't a natural disaster, and schools have had, in addition to fire drills and earthquake drills, like ice drills, to bring everyone in from recess, with rumors that ice is in the neighborhood. So I never thought we would have fire and ice drills. Yet here we are. And really, this is a moment that we're able to come together. We're able to stand united, and really stand side by side with immigrant communities. Especially for those of us who are allies, who have privilege of citizenship, we're able to rally in the streets, hold vigils, engage in acts of public protest, and even non-compliance. The Jewish Coalition started a community response list where you can also sign up if you're willing to be called upon to take action for emergent and urgent needs in response to federal escalation. And some of that might look like mutual aid support, like people are scared to go to the grocery store. What would it look like to deliver groceries, right? There's so many roles that we can take and so many skills and knowledge and wisdom we all bring. Another way to take action is during legislative session. So that begins like the first full week of January, and we have the opportunity to build social safety nets and supports in immigrant communities to make Washington a welcoming state. We know that we all belong here and deserve to have our basic needs met and live with dignity. In following the leadership of those directly impacted, JCIJ uplifts the Washington Immigrant Solidarity Network's policy platform. And community members, they did a ton of listening sessions and like ways to engage community. And community members expressed need for stronger protection against detentions and deportations, including more support to navigate these systems that are at play, to understand their rights and be connected with resources and support. The current administration is also making broad-scale attacks against immigrant communities through cutting funding, stripping eligibility, and dismantling state public benefit programs that immigrant and refugee communities not only rely on, but also help fund with their labor and social contributions. So with an idle legislative session, I'm happy to highlight a few things that we'll probably see and would love you to take action around and support. So some of the priorities are around advancing health equity for immigrants through funding for Apple Health expansion. So immigrants who don't have any status in terms of like residency or citizenship don't actually qualify for health care. And so it's extremely challenging to get your health needs met. And a lot of these priorities came out of the pandemic where immigrants were frontline workers, they were getting sick, they didn't have access to health care, and then they were getting fired for their jobs, and then they didn't have access to unemployment insurance. And so all of these social safety nets, right, which should, help families get through difficult times, get through sickness, like this is not something that immigrant communities have access to. So we're trying to build those. And Wiesen has a statewide deportation defense hotline that has received a huge uptick of calls. And that's one of the ways that the Jewish Coalition receives accompaniment requests. So people call from all over the state because they have to come to downtown Seattle for immigration court at the federal building. And, the hotline is taking emergency contact and other information and sharing it with orgs who can help them and accompany them, walk side by side with them as part of the really scary parts, intimidating parts in their immigration journey. And so we're supporting that, also advancing immigrant justice legislation, which aims to protect immigrant communities from federal mass deportation, supporting bills also that aim to keep immigrant communities safe, meet basic needs, protect rights. So this includes keeping immigrant communities and data safeguarded from federal overreach. There were some data leaks and also sharing of license plates that resulted in deportations and even data that was shared from our state agencies, which should not have been accessed by the federal government. So of people who were able to get healthcare access. And so this becomes extremely difficult in the many ways that the federal government is trying to target immigrant communities. So their Immigrant Worker Protection Act is one of them, where employers notify employees of planned inspections or audits by U.S. Immigration and Customs, regulating automated license plate readers, protecting healthcare facilities and child care centers. I don't know if you read the article about a daycare provider in Issaquah who was detained. I mean, these are affecting, you know, if any of you have had children or, you know, grandchildren in daycare, like imagine that their providers are disappeared, right? These are our community members and caretakers. Also, trying to uphold Keep Washington Working, which is a law that prevents law enforcement and ICE from collaborating. It's one of the strongest laws in our state and in the whole country. And so we're working to continue to reinforce that. And then there's some other pieces around banning law enforcement from wearing masks. Other cities have tried this, and the laws are being violated still, but also ending state investment in private detention, creating a domestic workers' bill of rights, and supporting the WAMAS program, which is the Washington Migrant Asylum Seeker Support Project, long title, but basically supporting newly arrived migrants with housing, legal support, and case management. It's a lot. It's a lot. And it's going to be tough. This is a very short legislative session. There are major budget constraints and lack of progressive revenue, and desire also to create new programs. So it's going to be a challenge to get these passed and funded. And like Rabbi Dusty shared about her experience attending Wisen's Immigrant Refugee Advocacy Day, it's an incredibly inspiring, activating, impactful day. It's very relationship building. And we had more Jewish community there than ever last year, and we're hoping to grow that this year as well. So we're organizing a group to go down to Olympia on January 22nd this year. We hope you'll join us. We're happy to set up carpools and build community. We even have t-shirts if you want one to be visibly part of the group. But really, this is a moment where we need all of us. It's a moment to listen to what our Jewish traditions and values and family histories and texts teach and command us, to welcome the stranger, to love and care for our neighbor, and to treat others with dignity. The function of xenophobia, racism, Islamophobia, and anti-Semitism is to uphold the current structures of power that are causing harm and not serving us. We know that we are safer and stronger when we stand together. In supporting and defending migrant communities, we ask you to join with us and to take action that's meaningful for you. There are roles for each of us to play. And Carrie and Dick Stein and I will be available after services at the ONEG to answer any questions or chat, and hope you'll come introduce yourself as we continue to grow our community, knowing that we need all of our networks, we need all of us in this moment. And maybe that's the one beautiful thing that will come out of all of this. Thank you again for welcoming me at Temple B'nai Torah, and Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you, Andrea, so much. I think most of you know I was most recently in Charlotte, North Carolina, before moving here by way of LA, and the ICE raids were on the street that I used to live on. So it was a surreal thing to watch happen over the internet, and I sincerely hope they don't make it here, but if they do, I feel very confident that we will be as prepared as we can be, and that this is a community that knows the difference between power over and power with, and takes the time to build the connections and relationships that allow us to gather that power together to stand up against the pharaohs of our day. I'm going to take a moment to offer a prayer for healing. We were talking about where to put things in the service this week, and one of the reasons that we decided to include Misha Barach, but wait until after Andrea spoke, is particularly to include all of the folks in our nation right now who are sheltering in place in a non-natural disaster situation because they're terrified. We are also thinking this week of those in our community who are in need of healing, both physical healing because they've had surgeries, or perhaps the internal healing that they may be the only one who knows they need. I'll share the names of those that we all know we're thinking of, and then invite you to share any additional names that you have today. We're thinking about Jacqueline Tara Smith, Deborah Rose, Eileen Kreisman, Ronnie Haber, Ellen Gottlieb, Vanessa Bianco, Paul McCready, Glenn Letts, Carl Wilhite, Cindy Balin, Patty Newby, Joe Giordano, Ron Louie, Marianne Laird, Sheldon Robert, Lisa Bush, Patricia Barber, Paul Norris, Stephen Thrasher, Laura Halper, Bob Cook, Jason Getler, Nina Schechter, Amanda Young, Wyatt Curcio, Tom Anderson, Mary Wilhite, Stephen Schuckman, Jennifer Stock, Martin Goldstein, Molly Launer, Leah Higashi, Shelley Oakley, Margaret Nichols Kornblue, Risa Coleman, and any additional names you'd like to share online as well. For all those names and those we hold in our heart, we offer a prayer for healing of body, mind, and spirit, page 253.
אבותינו מקור הברכה לאמותינו. May the source of strength who bless the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Misheberach imotenu מקור הברכה לאבותינו. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
Turn to page 283.
Let there be light.
My prayer book decided all of you needed a little more light for the final few prayers. On the top of page 283, and then continuing on the top of page 287, in the middle of 287, we find the words of Aleinu L'Shabeach, a prayer that imagines and invites us to hope for out loud a world in which we all are one and unified and redeemed. Please rise.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שהוא שם חלקנו לייחד את שמו, וגורלנו להמליך מלכותו, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא.
Top of page 287. May we gain wisdom in our lives, overflowing like a river with understanding. Loved each of us for the peace we bring to others. May our deeds exceed our speech, and may we never lift up our hand, but to conquer fear and doubt and despair. Rise up like the sun, O God, over all humanity. Cause light to go forth over all the lands between the seas, and light up the universe with the joy of wholeness, of freedom, and of peace. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד. You may be seated. Prepare for Kaddish at home each week by sharing the names, saying aloud the names of those we are remembering at this time. I have a number of people in my life who aren't Jewish and who don't have this tradition, this ritual. And many of them kind of naturally end up thinking about the people in their life that they've loved, that have died, on those people's birthday. There's a natural kind of pseudo yahrzeit that happens because it's the moment, it's the day that you're most used to thinking about that person over time. But that's a really joyful day often, and so it often then becomes, or has the potential to become, a very hard, very sad day. And so I really appreciate extra much, if that's a word, that Judaism gives us the opportunity to let a birthday continue to be a day of celebration and to offer a yahrzeit as an opportunity to honor and remember, but to let it be a different day. If, as I share the name of your loved one aloud, it is meaningful for you to rise, I'll invite you to do so. And if I inadvertently mispronounce any names, please feel free to correct me when you have the opportunity to share names in just a moment. We are remembering on their yahrzeit in our community John Garreau, Sanford Shapkin, Jay Cutting, Rabbi David Ellenson, Cyril B. Farber, Bonita Bonnie Nadler, Sylvia Adler, Sally Lewis Asher, Lawrence Dixon, Tessie Kornblue, N.B. Doc Dare, Irene Jaffa, Nancy Tynan, Esther Bloom, Sarah G. Mosler, Jennifer Robin Weed, Lucille Almala Spring, David Abkowitz, Jeffrey Offalter, Max Davis, and Roman L. Wheel. We add to those names. We rise as a congregational community for Mourners Kaddish, page 294. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shmei Rabbah, be'alma divrach cherutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon u'vyomechon u'v'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'vizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'alam u'almei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shmei d'kudusha brichu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama Rabbah min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Zichronam livracha. May their memories be a blessing. You may be seated. Going to close our service with the words of Lechilach tonight. A different kind of emigration, perhaps. The one that we hope for everyone to get to receive and experience.
To a land that I will show you. Lech lecha to a place you do not know. Lechilach, on your journey I will bless you, and you shall be a blessing. You shall be a blessing. You shall be a blessing. Lechilach. Lechilach, and I shall make your grave great. Lech lecha, and all shall praise your name. Lechilach, to the place that I will show you. Lesimchat chaim, lesimchat chaim, lesimchat chaim, lechilach. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz b'te'afon.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom. יישר כוח.